Now, my next guest is a passionate fighter on issues that, on so many issues. Just look at all the things he fights for. In fact, he's on just as many committees as he is passionate about all these issues. I want to bring in Tennessee Congressman Tim Burchett. Congressman Burchett, I want to start with today's meeting between President Trump and Vladimir Putin. Your thoughts on what we've heard so far?
Well, when you were talking about incredible egos, I thought you were talking about members of Congress, honestly. But I have a lot of faith in President Trump. I tend to like him. I've told people I don't want him teaching my daughter's Sunday school class, but dadgum, I like him running my country. You know, he's a straight up guy. You know, I hear all this talk about rough talk and threatening, and he's always been just very kind to me. And we talk about issues, and he doesn't. He always has the answer, but if he doesn't, he gets right back to me. So, yeah, I think he gets Putin. I mean, literally, the guy deals with Teamsters on a daily basis in New York City. I think he can handle Putin, and he gets it. He gets that ego, and he can handle him. And he is the right man in history to bring about peace. Honestly, that's not just... Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, I love the way he's just thrown traditional statescraft out the window because it does nothing. All these folks get together in these glitzy places, five-star hotels. They do the photo op after 3 days of whining and dining and come to an agreement to meet 6 months later. Nothing happens for anybody, the citizens, except the establishment and these elitists. They get to meet over and over again. Speaking of which, I want to ask you about DOGE because it's got Washington, D.C. in a tizzy. I want to get your sense of how confident you are, just seeing what they've done so far, that maybe $1 trillion is within sight.
I think it's incredibly in sight. But what I worry about is both parties. I think Washington's crooked as a dog's leg, and that in Washington, the money's going to come back to somewhere. You're going to see that paper trail, and I think that's when you're going to see, and I told Elon Musk this, and I told President Trump, I think you've got 100 and 150 days before members of both parties start pulling out on you. Because, Charles, it's going to start hitting close to home. Elon has a paper trail, and members are getting nervous. And that's why I don't think we're bringing any of these great findings to the floor of the House or the floor of the Senate, and nobody wants to, apparently, because they're afraid it's going to cut into their pocketbooks. And America better wake up and realize we've been given a gift. We have a chance to take our country back. $36 trillion in debt.
Speaking of cutting into pocketbooks, you introduced a bill to ban stock trading by members of Congress and their families. And recently you posted a question, guess whether it makes the floor or not. My audience loves that. I love it. I just when I see these folks in Congress doing 1 million trades, they're making a lot of money. They're trading. They have insider information. It's crazy to me that we allow this to exist. What's the likelihood of that's ever coming to fruition?
I'd say about a snowball's chance in hell has a better. It won't. I mean, Charles, listen. I've got a. It used to be $11,000 portfolio. My buddy Tommy Siler manages for me. It's up to $13,000 portfolio. It's a mutual fund. That's what everybody ought to be in. These people are not clairvoyant. Everybody wants to knock on Pelosi, and I knock on her too, but I don't even think she's in the top 10. Of stock traders. You can go on these websites, Unusual Whales, you can trace it. Let's be honest, we're going to talk real tough. We'll go home to our Reagan Day dinners, and I'm sure the Democrats go to their Truman Day dinners, and they talk real tough. Then they come right back up to Washington, and they get fat and sassy. That's exactly what happens, and America needs to wake up again. I'd call my legislators and say, where are you at on this issue? We should make a sacrifice to be in Congress. It's an incredible honor. More people have played in the dadgum major leagues than have been elected to the United States Congress, and we need to start treating it as that. And it shouldn't be a vacation home. It should be a place where we make this country a better place. And America does not trust Congress for good reason.
Yeah. I mean, again, they're called public servants, and maybe at one point they were, but now you go there, you get rich, and you forget about why you went there. At least most of them do, but I get a sense you never will. Congressman, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Charles. It's always a pleasure. Man, you're looking sharp. I don't know what exercises you're doing, but I need to get a hold of it. You're looking good, bro.
I did shoulders last night. I'll email you my routine. Thanks.
Okay, thank you.
All right.